Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before we get into this video, guys, I do want to remind all of you that we do have a time limit on these EX coins and also the dice game. So do make sure that you do play the dice game so that way you can get all these rewards out of here. You want to get this stone, guys. It might come in handy in the future. Get everything that you can out of here. It's always a good idea because it is free. And also, again, do remember to use your EX coins for your summons. That way you don't lose out on it. I've actually forgot to use these things before, guys. And if you're trying to get Shermie or Cosme, go ahead and go for it. Try to get them. Now, let's get to the video at hand, which is pretty much about this guy. Why is it about this guy? Well, because of this right here. So on the forums, they actually posted up a little something here with the login bonus with my man Rugal. This looks like 94 Rugal. He's got the glove. You guys can see the suit right there, the one that we just looked at on the game screen. And as usual, we're going to get 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 rubies, which is fine, all good, but this does give us an indication. Now, I have made videos in the past where we'd look at something on a forum or we'd look at a picture on a login bonus, and sometimes that we think we're going to get something and we end up getting something different. But if we are getting Rugal, I just want to give you guys my thoughts about it, if he is going to be in the next update. And my thoughts are, I don't really want Rugal to come in the next update. I don't want a UE Rugal. Why? Because the EX Rugal just got buffed up. He is God tier. He got those UE buffs. We don't need it. And Rugal has a ridiculous amount of versions in this game. Now, Marvel knows he is the OG boss, and they just keep giving him love and love and love. And there's plenty of other characters, my friends, that need to get the love. This is if they are going to bring Rugal. Now, don't get me wrong, of course, I would be happy, right? Because Rugal is my favorite King of Fighter character, period. He's my number one. But I want other players to get their favorite characters in the game as well. Characters that have never gotten no love. Characters like Guinness doesn't have an EX version or a UE version. We don't have UE versions of a whole lot of characters in here. Karate guys, wouldn't it be awesome to get a version of Karate? Geese, right? Jesus, like Geese, K. I mean, there's so many characters that there aren't even EX versions of that they could give love. The last version of K we got was an SS version, right? And they kind of did him dirty, so it'd be nice to get a little love, right? BS version of Guinness was the last time. Ignis, guys. Ignis, like some of these bosses, right? Would be sick to have. Zero. Like, there's so many that they could do. Ryu here, right? That's another character, right? There's so many that they could give love to, and yet it seems like they're just going to keep giving, like, characters that are very famous or very popular in the game more and more love. Characters like Kyo. Now, I'm happy about Kyo, and he's super strong. He's awesome. But again, so many versions of that character. Why don't we get some other versions of here? So, for me, guys, like, there's a couple things. There's twofold with this one. The first thing is, I want to see characters that never get no love. Characters like Gato here, characters that I just mentioned. Characters like Hanako. Characters, like Shingo, characters like Clark, Ralph, like all these characters, Yamazaki, right? Yashiro, for Christ's sakes, when is this guy going to get a strong version? When is he going to get a strong version, right? They give Chris and Shermie all kinds of love, but he's one of the Hakishu as well. Why doesn't he get love? I don't understand it, right? He's been done dirty forever. Orochi himself. The last version of Orochi we got was a BS version years ago, literally. No EX, no UE. Like, this is what I'm talking about, my friends. And the other problem is the content. So, a lot of people ask me, are you excited or not? And I'm like, well, I'm excited for the character. Of course, he's my favorite character. I'm excited for a lot of the characters. Of course, that's what the game does really well, is the characters and their skills. But what the game does very, very bad is they don't give us new content. So, whenever this update's coming, I'm thinking to myself, well, is it going to be one of these updates where, once again, we have an Ages challenge, we have a carnival, we have the same old run-of-the-mill show, right? When are we going to get something new? When are we going to get some update to the game modes? When are we going to get some update to the rewards? When are we going to get, different content to play, content that's actually rewarding instead of one and done in the Tower Evolution, right? I really hate to sound like a broken record with this, guys, but honestly, I know that this game needs content to survive, to make it. There's plenty of KOF players that love this game, that love these characters, like myself, but they're just bored playing the same stuff over and over and over. Honestly, if they just gave us a boss showdown, just a boss showdown, those things do so well. People love them so much. Just do that, and they'll have the two boss showdowns where one's a little easier for the good rewards, and you can have a really difficult one. So if people really want to test their metal, they can. I mean, that's kind of what I want to see, something like that, right? And I've talked about plenty of other game modes in the past that would be good. So, am I happy about Rugal coming? I mean, yes and no. I mean, I'm happy that my favorite character might come in. We don't really know yet. But I really would prefer to see other characters. I talked about this before whenever Kyo showed up in this last banner, right? I said the same thing. Like, I'm happy Kyo's coming, but really other characters should have got some love because, I mean, there's so many of them that didn't get nothing at all. Rugal's just like Kyo. There's a whole bunch of versions of him. Why don't we get another version? Any character that doesn't even have an EX version. Vanessa, guys, that's another one, right? It just popped up in my head, right? Any character that doesn't have an EX version or a UE version absolutely should be coming a UE. They should be a UE in this game because not everybody loves Rugal. Not everybody loves Kyo, right? I mean, people are going to have their personal favorites. I always see comments about Ralph and Clark and about a lot of the other characters I mentioned. Vanessa, guys. Like, I mean, a lot of characters that people really, really love and want to see. So, on one hand, yeah, I'd be happy that Rugal would show up. But on the other hand, I'd be like, I mean, if the content stays the same and the fact that we're getting a character that's already had a whole bunch of iterations in the game, it's kind of like, kind of whatever, right? I mean, we all saw what happened with this update, right? Whenever we just get these new characters, well, for the hype's about for 3 or 4 days, maybe even the first week, but then it dies down because we got to wait 2 weeks before we can even play this game mode, before we can test these characters and even put them in here. And I talked about this a bunch of times. I absolutely hate that we have to wait 2 weeks every single update when we get a brand new character and we can't even play him in this game mode, in the new game mode, right? It'd be like getting a boss showdown and you couldn't play in the boss showdown. I mean, it's just, what? Netmarble, come on, man. Get rid of this nut system and just let us play in here, right? Or let us build nuts a different way. That way we would always have a certain amount of nuts, right? Let us have a certain amount of nuts where we can use them anytime in here, that we could farm for them in a different way. I don't know, something else, guys. I mean, I'm not saying that's the best idea. That's just something that popped in my head. But it would be nice to see something different in here. And if you are really excited about getting Rugal and all, that's awesome, guys. It really is. I mean, I don't want to put a sour taste in anybody's mouth. I'm just giving you my honest opinion about how I feel. But let me know what you all think about everything that I've talked about today. And I do stream on Twitch and YouTube. The link to Twitch in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody. Take care.